The real estate is becoming a pretty hard space when you look at organic SEO itself. And unless you're willing to be investing or able as part of your strategy to be investing in paid advertising, when you guys are investing into like a marketing solution, it's important that you have an understanding of what the outcome looks like. And what I mean by that is instead of investing into like a program per se, so let's say SEO or Google ads or Facebook ads or whatever it might be, you want to invest into an outcome. And so that might look like we want 5 new clients, or we want 20 phone calls, or whatever it might be. G'day guys, welcome back to the SiteShed podcast. So I'm doing a short episode today because I want to speak to you about an observation and an area of opportunity which I think a lot of you guys could be capitalizing in relation to generating more inbound phone calls through organic marketing. Now, I will say this, we've been running SEO over at Tradies Web Guys, our agency now for close to 12 years, and the landscape has changed significantly. But what I'm going to show you today, and I've actually, for you guys that are tuning in via video, I'll be able to actually physically show you some reports from client accounts that are consistently getting 20 plus leads every single month just through this program. Now, the thing is, it's not traditional SEO, and it's actually considerably cheaper than what an SEO program would normally cost. And in my opinion, it's formidably better from a results perspective. And our clients tend to agree as well, which is why they always stick around with it. It's a really good, strong program. Now, one thing that I do want to say to you guys before we get started is this is an important observation above all things. When you guys are investing into like a marketing solution, it's important that you have an understanding of what the outcome looks like. And what I mean by that is instead of investing into like a program per se, so let's say SEO or Google ads or Facebook ads or whatever it might be, you want to invest into an outcome. And so that might look like we want 5 new clients, or we want 20 phone calls, or whatever it might be. Because truthfully, the problem with a lot of this stuff that you're going to see, that you do see day to day, and perhaps it's been your experience in the past in relation to marketing reports, is that the reports always show green, and truthfully, the campaigns may well be working because they're moving you further and further up positions, but they don't necessarily make the phone ring. This is without question one of the reasons why I don't necessarily recommend that you use SEO as the only solution. You would typically use it as part of a solution because you don't normally have a lot of control over dialing up like ad budget and things like that. You don't have that ability when it comes to organic marketing. So sometimes the emphasis gets taken, often actually, the emphasis gets removed from outcomes and gets put onto indicators. And those indicators, although they might look great, they don't always make the phone ring. So just be really clear when you're speaking to your agency about what the outcome looks like so they can help you design a machine that'll generate that outcome for you, not just some fancy glossy report which looks fantastic. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to be able to show you guys that are watching some of these things, but truthfully, if you guys are tuning in via audio, you're not going to miss a whole lot here. I'll make it really straightforward and explain to you what I'm looking at. But it is important that, I suppose, for you guys that already investing into some sort of marketing program and you're not getting the outcome that you're looking for, then this is going to be an important podcast for you, because I hope that it helps you ask better questions and steer you in the direction, if so, of some services and solutions that might be able to help you reach those outcomes that you desire. So the first thing that I really want to talk about is the search engine as it stands today. So for you guys that are watching here, I'm just going to share a screen and I'm going to take you over to Google. And don't worry, as I said, I'll explain this to you guys that are listening. However, when you type in, I've just typed into an incognito search here, plumber in Balmain. Now, the first listings that I will see are the sponsored links. And a sponsored link is essentially, you might be familiar with the term Google ad or like SEM or pay-per-click or something along those lines, right? So the first 4 listings that I see here, the very top of the page, paid traffic listings. Now, Why is that? Well, because Google is a business and their interest is in serving real estate to potential visitors that is going to generate them money. So whenever anybody clicks on any one of these listings, the company that's listed it gets charged. And that charge will vary from anywhere from, cents right up to literally hundreds of dollars per click, depending on how competitive that search term is. And this is often where a lot of businesses come unstuck when they're trying to compete on these huge, big, popular search terms that are so expensive, like Plumber Sydney and all this kind of stuff. You just need astronomical budget to actually make it work. And it's not very, very rarely is it viable for a business to compete in that space, depending on the size and the cash flow and things like that of the business. So as we scroll down, the next part we get to is Google Business Profile, and I'll circle back to that in a little bit. And then as we scroll down a little bit further underneath Google Business Profile, you'll see now there's a number of organic listings. So this is SEO, what I'm looking at here. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 listings there. And then below that is some more sponsored links. Now, one thing that I will point out as well is at the time of this recording, which is the 2nd of July, 2024, you'll notice that Google now has pages back again. So where over the last year or so, there haven't been pages. It's been one scrolling page. Now they've gone back to having pages, page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pretty much all of last year, anyone that was trying to sell you front page results was a bit of a farce because there was only one page, it was just a scrolling page. Now they brought different pages back, and I don't quite know why, but this is also one of the reasons why I'm talking about this podcast, because you never really know what Google's going to be doing. And quite frankly, even what I'm going to be talking about in a second with really prime real estate, that may well change as well. But at the moment, we're seeing that this is definitely what is working well for our trade-based customers all over the world. So one thing I will point out while I'm in here is there's a lot of, you'll start to see inorganic listings down here. A lot of sites like Lead Pages and OneFlare and Yellow Pages and things like that are taking up real estate for certain areas. Now, what this essentially means is that you have organic listings which are typically not paid, but they're being driven by paid aggregate sites. So even the free listings are getting bought up by companies that are trying to make you pay for them. So the real estate is becoming a pretty hard space when you look at organic SEO itself. And unless you're willing to be investing or able, as part of your strategy, to be investing in paid advertising, then that takes out the top part of the page as well, which is the Google Ads side of things. So directly underneath that, we have our Google Business Profile, which used to be called Google My Business. And what it basically is it's Google Maps. So you can see, or for you guys that can see, there's 3 listings directly underneath the ads, and we call that the 3-pack listing. And if we click further into these, onto this link here, it will open up a whole bunch of different businesses that are showing up for plumbers in Balmain, which is the search term that I've put in here. Balmain, for you guys that don't know, is a suburb in the inner west of Sydney in Australia. And so I'm just doing this as purely as a test. Now, the things that I'd really want to draw attention to before I jump further into the listings are the options that you have available directly from the platform. So what you'll find here with Google Business Profile is there straight away, somebody can click and go directly to my website straight from the listing. They can get directions. And then if I dive further into the actual maps listings, you'll notice I also have the ability to call. So I can call directly from platform. Now, what that means is essentially I don't have to go to Google. I don't have to find the website that I'm looking for. I don't have to click on that website to go to the page to find their phone number, to click on that to actually contact the company. I can just go directly from the platform. So it's very good real estate. And as you've seen as well, it holds very high in the page, which is essentially better real estate than you would see further down the page because it's just higher. So the premise there is, how likely are people to actually scroll down the page in order to get to your ad. The reason that we like the Google Business Profile, now we have a program which is called Local Surge, and we're actually doing an intake for that now. So if you guys are keen on what I'm about to show you, then make sure you throw your hand up, head across the Facebook group, send an email to tradiewebguys.com.au, whatever you need to do, but let us know as soon as you can, because we're obviously limited on capacity for that program. But the reason that we like this program so much is because of the outcomes. And I'm just going to jump into a few different reports here just to show you exactly what I mean. So this is a report for a plumbing and relining company for last month. You see they generated 20 phone calls. They had 36 direction requests. They had 46 website clicks. Now, this is like a black and white number. Like when you talk about outcomes, this is an outcome. You've had 20 phone calls. You've had 36 direction requests. You've had 46 website visits, right? Like we know this for a fact. There's no like, did this happen or not? Like it happened. Jump into another one here. This is a solar company. This is a very new campaign, by the way. This has only been live for, I think, maybe 2 months. You can see here, 21 phone calls, 39 direction requests, 45 website clicks. And this one here is another plumbing client of ours, 26 phone calls, 24 website clicks. So the point is, like, this is better results than I ever saw when I was running SEO for myself and in terms of phone calls that are being made. This program actually does generate phone calls, and it does generate website visits, and it doesn't have all the fluff and all the stuff that comes with your traditional SEO programs. But that's kind of the point. With the changing nature of the landscape, it's important that you stay agile and that your strategy moves and molds to suit what's happening out there, because it changes pretty quickly. Now, if I was to crystal ball what's going to happen here with Google Business Profile, and I don't know, but I would imagine at some point they're going to offer the ability to be running ads. You already can run ads to a degree in Google Maps listings, and I think that's probably the direction that Google will end up taking it, because this real estate is too good to be free. So at the moment it is free, and it's such an amazing opportunity for you guys, but for how long that's going to remain, I can't tell you. So what I would recommend is that you do double down and you do capitalize on this real estate, because it does make a really big difference. And truthfully, again, from the perspective of like a business owner, someone who used to be a tradesman, I used to be a plumber, like I don't care about the reports. I don't care how many points I've moved up in rankings on Google. All I care about is how many phone calls have I made and how many people have made an inquiry through the website, and that's it. So this is a really good program if you're of a similar mindset. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you guys today and talk to you about. The changing landscape of an organic search specifically on Google's platform is something that is definitely, I can see, working in the favor of local-based trade businesses at the moment. And it's something that I think you should definitely jump on if that's of interest to you. Please head across tradiewebguys.com.au, reach out to us somewhere, fill in a form, pick up the phone, do whatever you got to do. And if we have space and we can help, then we'll definitely love to have a chat. That's all from me today, guys. Stay tuned for upcoming episodes, and that's a wrap. New Zealand-based home renovation company, 6,593% ROAS. Sydney-based solar company, 2,700% ROAS. Hunter region-based bathroom renovation company, 5,616% ROAS. Melbourne-based building company, 13,182% return on ad spend. Adelaide-based solar company, 2,881% return on ad spend. Guys, the list goes on and on. If you're a trade-based business and you work with projects like roofing, solar, bathroom renovations, kitchen renovations, anything like that, head across to tradie.wiki/pod for podcast. Tradie.wiki/pod for podcast. Book in a conversation. It is game changing.